Hello, everybody. This is Too Good to Be True podcast. I'm your host, Pascal Mayala. We got a lot of some things to talk about, but first, if you want to listen to this podcast, you can listen to Spotify and look to the title "Too Good to Be True" podcast with Pascal Mayala / Bailey and Dongala. You're gonna look at it, research it, listen it. Just released some previous episode. If you want to listen, go ahead, listen, and give me your opinion. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Comment it on my Twitter, on my thread, or my Instagram. I'm all for the people right now. Let's talk about the Grammys because normally with the Grammys, I'm not a fan of the Grammys, believe me or not. I'm not a huge Grammy award. A matter of fact, I never watched the Grammys in my life. So the Grammys was happening yesterday night, and there were some nominees who were in the Grammys, and there were some winners, and there were some controversial, and there were some pretty much snubs on my hand. But I don't know about the snubs. I don't know about the who got robbed. But let's go to with the winners who won the Grammys award. So let's start this. Best album of the year. Taylor Swift won album of the year. New artist of the year, Victoria Monet. Song of the year, What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish and Phineas. I believe I pronounced his name right. I don't want to botch it. Best rap album of the year, Killer Mike, Michael. That's the title of the album. Which I love Killer Mike. I would love to listen to his album. I will be listening to his album right after this. Best record, not record, but record of the year. Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Rap song of the year, Future featuring Andre 3000 and James Blake, who won the award. Pop vocal album of the year, Taylor Swift won it. Uh, Grammy Award for the best African music performance. Tyler Water. It's funny enough. It's funny enough to say best Grammy Award for best African music performance, but they never put them in one of those one of the with the elite with the Americans. I find that kind of funny. But I know because they with the stupid. I'm not gonna call it stupid, but the Afrobeat. You know how I feel about Afrobeat. I'm not a fan of it, but some people love it, some people hate it. But I don't like Afrobeats. That's my opinion. Now, pop duo group performance of the year, SZA and Phoebe Bridger won the best pop duo. Video war who won the Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles won that. Pop solo performance, Miley Cyrus, Flowers. Global music performance, Zakir Hussain, who won it over Davido. Oh well, I understand Davido. I'm not a big fan of yours, but go ahead. Global music album of the year. Sorry if I'll butcher his name, but Shakti. That's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Shakti. Yeah, and that is a lot. So alternative music album of the year. Boy Genius won it. Metal performance, Metallica won it. Oh, Metallica. It's been a long time I didn't hear their music. Rock album of the year. Paramore won it. Rock song of the year. Phoebe Bridger. Yeah, that's how I pronounce it. So Grammy Award for the best pop dance recording award. Pat Pay them who won it. Pay them who won it. Yeah, Pay them won it. Damn. With Kylie Minogue and Guy Massey. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I told you I will butcher some people's name. So, producer no classical of the year, Midnight, who I believe Midnight, Jack Antonoff won it. Yeah, Jack Antonoff won it. Song written for visual media. Billie Eilish with Phineas. What was I made for? Won it. Reggae album of the year. Julian Marley, who won it. Oh, no, another Bob Marley's son. Oh my God, Bob Marley got too many. Actually, he got too many kids. I think that's run through their blood. You know, I know they're not on the level that his dad. I know he's not in this level like his dad, or all his kids not in the level of his dad, but Bob Marley, like I said, Bob Marley impact of the reggae will still live on. Now, Grammy Award for the best alternative jazz album. The Omicron Real Book, Mashid. I told you I'm gonna butcher some people's name. D'Angelo Silo won it. Yeah. Who R&B performance? Coco Jones won. Coco Jones is one R&B performer of the year. Rock performance. A Boy Genius won. Country album of the year. Lainey Wilson won. There's a lot of things. R&B album of the year. Victoria Monet won. Rap performance of the year. Future won it. Music film winner David Bowie and Brett Morgan won it. R&B song SZA with Snooze who won it. Oh boy, yeah. Melodic rap performance. A little Dirk one. Congratulations to him. This is his first. I like that. Dance electronic album of the year. Who was it? Fred again won it. Contemporary Christian music performance song of the year. Lecrae featuring Tasha Cobbs Leonard, who won the award. Surround sound album of the year. Or there's some award that I don't even know what is it. Surround sound album of the year. The Diary of Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys won it. Which, by the way, this is what my second album that I listened. I don't have all the songs on my Apple song, but this is I think that was my first album listening to it with Alicia Keys, but not the album. I talk about a full album. This is the album that I used to listen. Record package of the year, Dry Cleaning, who won. Engineer album, no classical of the year, Victoria Monet. Again, musical theater album of the year is Christian Borland, who won. With Mark Shaman, Jay Harrison, and G. Guy, Carty Song of the Year, Chris Stapleton and Dan Wilson won it. Latin Jazz Album, Miguel Sena won. Jazz Instrumental Album of the Year, Billy Child won. Gospel Album of the Year, Ty Tribbett. Songwriter Classical, Pretty Girl Walk, Teron Thomas won. Compilation soundtrack for visual media. Barbie, Mark Ronson from the compilation of the Barbie, the album won. I suppose he won over Guardian of the Galaxy, Volume 3. I didn't watch the movie Barbie. And just by the way, before I continue, if you hear a song that make that weird sort of a tweak, that's why alarm, not my alarm clock, my alarm of the house. You know when something, those when there's smoke, you hear the siren, you go nino 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 nino. Yeah, yeah, that's the one. So it have a problem. I tried to change it, but I don't know how to do it. But nevertheless, let's continue. Jazz Vocal Album of the Year, Nicole Zaraitis, yeah, who won it. There's too many awards. So Opera Recording of the Year, Yannick Nazet won. Tropical Latin Album of the Year, Ruben Blade won it with Roberto Delgado Orchestra, who won it. Urban Contemporary Album of the Year, SZA SLS. Congratulations to SZA. You know I'm a huge SZA fan. And Contemporary Blues Album, Larkin Poe won. Folks Album of the Year, Johnny Mitchell won. Soundtrack of visual media, Ludwig Göransson won. Actually, were nominated twice in the same category with the Black Panther, Black Wakanda Forever. Now for Oppenheimer. Ooh, Jesus Christ. The same year. Now, traditional R&B performing, Good Morning with PJ Morton won. Country duo performing, Zach Bryan and Casey Musgrave, who won it. Song of Social Change, Keenan won. Spoken Word Album of the Year, Michelle Obama. Damn. Score soundtrack for interactive media, Stephen Barton and Gordy Habb from Star Wars Jedi Survivor soundtrack. Classical instrumental solo, Yuja Wang won it. Americana Album of the Year, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Latin Pop Album, Gabby Moreno. Contemporary Instrumental Album, Zakir Hussain won it. Alternative Music Performance, Paramore won. Damn, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things, people. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things. Man, who won it? So let's continue because this is a lot. There's a lot of things who won. Now, Americana, like I said, Americana album, Jason Isbell won. Latin Pop Album, Gabby Moreno won. Contemporary Instrumental Album, Zakir Hussain, like I said. Alternative Music Performance, Paramore won. Box or Special Limited Edition Package, Jared Hayden won. Country Solo Performing, Chris Stapleton won. Contemporary Classic Composition, Jesse Montgomery won. large jazz ensemble album. Count Basie's Orchestra 1. Contemporary Christian music album. Lecrae 1. Orchestra performing. Gustavo Dudamel 1. Traditional pop vocal album. Le Fay 1. Religion Mexican music album. Peso Pluma 1. Regional root music album. Buckwheat Zydeco Jr. Yeah, that's how you pronounce. He won. Comedy album of the year, Dave Chappelle. Ooh, Dave Chappelle. Congratulations, Dave. Traditional blues album, Bobby Rush, who won. Classical vocal solo, Julia Bullock. Congratulations to her. New age album, Carla Patullo is the winner. Remix recording, no classical, Wet Leg 1. Blue Craze album, Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway 1. Americana performance, Brandy Carlisle 1. American Root performing, Allison Russell 1. Classical compendium, Imani Wynn, Harlem Carter, Mark Dover is the winner. Engineer album classic, David Frost, Silah Brown, Charlie Post 1. American Root song, Jason Isbell 1. Historical album, Mason William 1. The spoke word poetry album, JIV 1. Person of the year, John Bon Jovi is the winner. Mexicana Urbana album, Carlo G. Latin rock or alternative album, Natalia Lafourcade 1. Instrumental composition, John William 1. What is it? Arrangement, instrument, and vocal of the year, Jacob Collier 1 with Sarah Gazarek, Aaron Benkledge, and the others won. Improved jazz solo of the year, Samara Joy. Gospel performance song, Kirk Franklin is the winner. Arranged instrumental a cappella, John Carter Cash, Tommy Emmanuel, and Janet Robin was the winner. Album note of the year, Danny Parker and Robert Gordon won. Dr. Dre Global Impact, Jay-Z, congratulations to him. We're going to talk about him a little bit about it, what he said on his speech. Children album of the year, 1, 2, 3, Andres, winner. Chamber music, small ensemble performance, Room Full of Teeth, winner. Roots gospel album, Echo of the South. Congratulations to them. The choral performance, now Schweskensdik, who won. And finally, producer of the year, classical, Elaine Martone, who won, who's the winner. And that's it. Those are your winner of the Grammys. Now, let's talk about the people who did not win. I see I see Drake complain about not winning a Grammy Award because of the album with 21 Savage. And, I get it. I mean, that's why I don't really watch the Grammy Award, because it's politics. It's always going to be politics. It's good. We always going to complain, oh, this person should have won. That person should have won. Hell. Michael Jackson, Bad Album, should have won Album of the Year over, I don't know who, but he should have won that album of the year. I talk about Bad, not Thriller. Thriller, the album Thriller himself is like a blueprint. I'll be honest with you. It's the blueprints. Like I said, I always gonna say. But that's not what people is talking about. They are talking about Jay-Z's speech and say that his wife was nominated a couple of times album of the year, but never won one. And funny enough, not just he just called out the Grammy, he called out also the people who got snubbed, who got screwed. And I get it. Sometimes it will happen. Your favorite artist will never, probably never gonna win a Grammys. I mean, Rick Ross. I remember one of his songs, Golden. I believe it was Gold. Sorry, one of his songs, Gold Rose, with Drake on the Port of Miami too. He said that I was always nominated but never won a Grammy award. That's why he said on his song. Even in hip hop, the artists were never gonna always win the big one. The Grammys award, the VMA award, the MA award, the BET award, and even the Country Grammar award. Some of your favorite artists probably never gonna win. Or maybe it's politics. Are we not gonna give the artists a chance to win one? I want to see Beyonce win. I want to see Beyonce win a Grammy award. I want to see that, and so the Beehive don't like go ahead attacking everybody. But I would say this: we're not gonna. People will still complain. I mean, I just look on my Twitter. I mean, the Grammy is trending right now. It is trending. It is trending right now. Crazy. But the Dr. Dre award, I think that was super cool to get acknowledged. I mean, I don't really follow the Grammys like that. I don't really follow the Grammys award because I can care less. I'll be honest with you. I could care less. And Jay-Z does impact a lot in the hip hop. He does, which is so great. I'll be honest with you. But that's all I gotta say about that. Now, Super Bowl. Super Bowl is coming up. What? In 6 days? Wait. Here's Monday, right? Monday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In 6 days, people. It's gonna be on Sunday, 6:30 in the evening in the United States. Midnight here in France. If you're a football fan, this is your holiday. It's your holiday. And I've never been excited a Super Bowl like that. I remember my first Super Bowl that I watched. And I remember it was Super Bowl 37, the Buccaneers versus the Oakland Raiders. The first Super Bowl, that was my first Super Bowl, Tampa Bay versus the Oakland Raiders. And you know how the Tampa Bay destroyed the Oakland Raiders, but you know that wasn't a great Super Bowl. By my second Super Bowl memory, I remember it was the Colts versus the Bears. This is where Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl. Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl. I watched it at my house. Yeah, because I wasn't deep into football like that, like I do now. But it was a pretty good experience. Another Super Bowl I remember the most. It was Super Bowl 49. 49, yeah. Yeah, 49 I watched, you know, with the infamous Russell Wilson interception by Michael Butler, you know, the Patriot won against the Seahawks, which was a hell of a match. And we will talk about my top 10 greatest Super Bowl of all time. The other Super Bowl that I watched, Super Bowl 50. The last ride of Peyton Manning. I know that Super Bowl is not. I know that Super Bowl suck. It's not one of the greatest. It's not one of the baddest. It's pretty much in the middle. I don't know where you're gonna rank it. If you have to put a top 58 Super Bowl of all time, everybody will have their own different list. I mean, it's subjective, you know. But this Super Bowl was probably the first live here in France. Even Super Bowl 50 or 49, but 50, it was special. 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl. You see all the Super Bowl MVP, the halftime is pretty cool, you know, and so on and so forth. Super Bowl 54. First Patrick Mahomes versus the Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl against the 49ers. That was a hell of a game. It's not one of the greatest. It's not one of the baddest Super Bowl. That also I remember that. Super Bowl 53. Actually, not sorry. Yeah, Super Bowl not 53. Super Bowl 57. The Eagles versus the Chiefs, which is a great game, but there was no defense. The defense was non-existent on that Super Bowl, and I remember exactly that game. The bad call from the referee, you know, the holding. It's pretty much ruined the end. The end have ruined everything. But this year, the rematch, I think some people ask, even I said it best. I said it best. When the NFC, the AFC was showing up. You know, the Detroit Lions versus the 49ers, Baltimore versus the Chiefs. Imagine if the the Ravens beat the Chiefs and they go to the Super Bowl. 49ers beat the Lions. No, they just beat them. going to the Super Bowl. You know, you have the two possible rematch. You know, for the Super Bowl 47, Baltimore Ravens versus the 49ers. Super Bowl 54 rematch, Chief 49ers. Or you can have the Cinderella story. How do you say it? The Lion versus the Chief, or the Lion versus the Ravens. Anything can goes. But I don't have a problem with the rematch. Now, what is my prediction? Of this year's Super Bowl? It's very difficult to go against Patrick Mahomes. But I'm going to be very careful. This is not a definite answer. My mind said the 49ers. But my heart is saying the Chief is going to win it. If you ask me, what does winning the Super Bowl for both teams will mean for Patrick Mahomes and for Brock Purdy? For Brock Purdy, he's probably going to say, I just shut out the critics. I'm an elite. I belong in that class of the elite of the elite. And also that the 49ers won their 6th Super Bowl. Will be in the same category as the Patriot and the Steelers. Now, what does the Chief mean? What does Super Bowl mean for the Chief? Sorry. It means that Patrick Mahomes is in the GOAT conversation. And I don't use GOAT a lot. But he's going to be in the discussion. And what does it mean for the Chief? It means they're a dynasty. A dynasty, a modern day dynasty. Like the Patriot. Actually to be in the conversation with the greatest dynasty. As the Steelers, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the New York Giants, you got to put them in the conversation. Who else? Who else in the conversation? I know I said Patriot, I said Chief. No, I said Patriot, Cowboys, Steelers. Who else? Yeah, I think that's it. Why did I say the Chiefs are a dynasty? Because never before, in 6 years, a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes brought this team to the 5 straight, six straight in the AFC Championship in the history of the NFL. No, Tom Brady never did it. My QB, future Pro Football Hall of Famer Drew Brees, never did it. Aaron Rodgers never did it. Peyton Manning never did it. Joe Montana never did it. Steve Young never did it. Troy Aikman never did it. even Roger Staubach, Bart Starr, who else? I mean, Terry Bradshaw never did it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the only one who did it. And that's why he's gonna be in the GOAT conversation with Brady and Joe Montana. Those three QB are tier one. I don't care what people say. There's tier one, there's tier two. There's a lot of tiers. There's tiers who made more appearance. And one, there's you know what? I have to do one day a QB tier of quarterback. You know, I had to make a list because it's very difficult to explain, especially for newer listener in my podcast who don't understand what is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So that's all I gotta say about that. But I can't wait to watch the Super Bowl. Usher halftime performing. I can't wait to talk about it. Now, let's talk about my top 10 greatest Super Bowl of all time. You know that it's not really a particular order, but let's start it. So, number 10. So my number 10 of my top 10 Super Bowl of all time, Super Bowl 43. Steelers versus the Cardinal Raven. Yeah, that's a hell of a game. That's a hell of a game. Remember at the end, Santonio Holmes with the tiptoe to let that Steeler win the game. And, but right before that, remember, Larry Fitzgerald got the ball, ran for I don't know how many yards. I mean, I thought the Cardinals were gonna win, but at the end, you know, at the end, what happened with the Ben Roethlisberger tried to roll to the right, and Santonio Holmes with a tiptoe in the touchdown, and that let them win the victory to go there. My number 9. I remember Super Bowl, what is it, 34? 34, remember. Super Bowl 34. Rams, Titan. At the end, Dyson, I'm going to measure to the ring. No. Oh my God. 1 yard short. I remember, I didn't watch that game. If you really wanted to picture what it looked like, oh man, that was heartbroken for the Titan. I'll be honest with you. Now, Super Bowl number 8 on my list. I got, and this is not because I'm a fan of this team. Because there's a storyline on it. Super Bowl 44. And you're gonna go, what? Super Bowl 44? Oh yeah. I wanted to put in my top five. I said there's a lot of Super Bowl better than this, but Super Bowl 44, and I'll tell you why. Both teams were undefeated in the season until they lost two games. Drew the Saints lost three in a row, and you know the rest of the story. They beat the Cardinal in the divisional round, the Vikings in the NFC Championship, Super Bowl. There was a lot of moments, two or three moments in that game that people forgot. First, the outside kick in the second half. I mean, if Sean Payton know to take risk, this is one of them to take a risk to do a outside kick in the halftime. And not only that, this one moment, it brought him back to the game. And then there was another moment when Drew Brees passed to the right to Jeremy Shockey for a 2-point conversion, and they thought it wasn't in, and it was in, by the way, too. You can picture it, people, what I'm talking about. And the final moment is Travis Porter intercepted the ball to lead the Saints win their first Super Bowl in Sun Life Stadium, not Hard Rock Live Stadium, not this current one, the one before they rebuilt the stadium, the Sun Life Stadium. My number 7. Super Bowl 38. I think this Super Bowl is so underrated. I mean, the Super Bowl 38. Also, I forgot to tell you, Super Bowl 38. I remember watching that Super Bowl. I was amazed. It's so underrated. People don't really talk about that Super Bowl a lot. People don't really talk about that Super Bowl a lot. Because of the halftime incident with remember the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, but that game it was amazing. 0-0 in the first quarter, nobody scored in the first quarter. Then offense was coming up, building, so on and so forth. After the Cardinal punt kicker, this stupidly. And that led the Patriot momentum to rise to the occasion. And, after, Adam Vinatieri, and, they won the Super Bowl. So, Super Bowl 38 is so underrated. Now, 6. I wanted to go with Super Bowl, what Super Bowl was talking about? Super Bowl 47. I will say no. If not my top 10. But Super Bowl 23. Bengals, 49ers versus the Bengals. That's Super Bowl. With Joe Montana, one of the GOATs, thought to throw the ball to Jerry Rice. But no, at the 10-yard, threw the ball to John Taylor. Let them win the Super Bowl. Won the Super Bowl. And Jerry Rice, the final Super Bowl MVP, even though Skip said, do not believe he deserved to win one. I don't know about that. I have to rethink about it. But if any way that clutch performance from Joe Montana This is one of them. This is one of them. So we went like, I did what, like what? 10, 9, 8, 7. My sixth favorite Super Bowl of all time. Whew. I would say this. Super Bowl, not 51, but I will tell you which Super Bowl I'm going to talk about. Super Bowl 13. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't alive to see that Super Bowl. But do you know how many Hall of Famer who played that Super Bowl? If you don't know Super Bowl 13, who was in it, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Roger Staubach versus Terry Bradshaw. You know there was a lot of Hall of Famer who played that Super Bowl. Plus 2 Hall of Famer coach, you might add. You know, it is the year that the Cowboys can finally beat the Steelers. Well, the answer is no. Because Roger Staubach tried to throw the ball to his wide receiver and the ball hit it on the chest and missed the catch. And that you can see this is a heartbreak. But this is up there. Number 5, Super Bowl 3. Joe Namath guarantee. Because if you have to tell me what is the most important match in the Super Bowl era, not the greatest match, but the most important, Super Bowl 3 is one of them. Super Bowl 3 is one of them. Joe Namath guarantee. The AFC cannot beat the NFC. Led by a strong defense of the Baltimore Colts, not the Indianapolis Colts. Back then they were called the Baltimore Colts. Joe Namath famous said to the press conference, up to the podium. You know what he said? He said he heard enough. He's sick and tired. I'll tell you what, people. We're going to win the game. I guarantee. And what happened? Namath fulfilled the mission. The mission was accomplished. Said the word guarantee, the New York Jets won their first Super Bowl. That's in my top 5. Now, my number 4 Super Bowl of all time, the New England Patriots versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philly special. You know why? It was a rematch from Super Bowl 39. Philly looking for their first ever Super Bowl. Carson Wentz went down in the regular season. Nick Foles replaced them. And they did the Philly special that it was surprising by everybody, including the New England Patriot defense. And that was the year that Michael Buck was set down. I don't know why. It's a mystery to me. And I think we will never know why he did it. I'm just saying. Philadelphia win their first Super Bowl with Tom Brady throwing 500 and more a yard. I might add. My number, my number three. Super Bowl 51. And people will go, what? Super Bowl 51 is in your top three. It's not number one? Oh, yeah. Yes. 51. Falcons, Patriot. The Falcons led 28-3. What happened? Tom Brady went God mode. Tom Brady became like Michael Jordan. Rise to the occasion. Brought them back to the game. And won it in overtime. And that's why people say, that's why it's not my number one. I think the overtime overkilled it. But I cannot take away from the comeback. The New England Patriots comeback to win it. And the Falcons got choked. They should have run the ball. But they didn't. Led by an offensive coordinator, Mike Shanahan. And Dan Quinn as the coach. My number two. Actually, those two are going to be the same team. Patriot, Seahawks. The best defensive team versus the best offensive team. The dream match that everybody wanted to see. The dream match. I mean, it was a bloodbath until the end of the fourth quarter. Russell Wilson tried to throw the ball. I don't know why he did that. That was a Pete Carroll call, which was the worst call in Super Bowl history. Instead of giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, he decided to throw the ball. And what happened at the end? Malcolm Butler intercepted. Patriot won their fourth Super Bowl. And I'll tell you that Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, they were never going to recover from that. Ever. And my number one greatest Super Bowl of all time, the New England Patriots, the New York Giants. If you don't know which one, the first one, the second one, I'm talking about the first one. The first meet. Super Bowl 42. New York Giants, the underdog, versus the undefeated New England Patriot. 17-0. And we all saw what happened. Eli Manning get out, throw the ball to David Tyreek in the middle. Helmet catch, which was a miracle. And you know what? The end of the story. Manning threw the ball to Plaxico. The New York Giants win the Super Bowl 42. They ended a streak. New England Patriots streak. 17-1. They ended it. Which was so special for the Eli. Came at the clutch moment. Those are my top 10. But I would say honorable mention to Super Bowl 54. Honorable mention to Super Bowl 46. Honorable mention to Super Bowl 36. Honorable mention Super Bowl 32. You know, I and honorable mention. What Super Bowl? What 9 or 10? Yeah, Super Bowl 10. My bad. Super Bowl 10, and that's it. Thank you, people, for listening on my Too Good to Be True podcast. If you wanna follow me on my on social media, follow me on Twitter, Pascal, Pascal, aka Pascal Mayala. Belly versus PMM on my Twitter account. On Threads, Pascal Mayala 15. Same thing on my Twitter account, Pascal slash Mayala slash 15. And I will say this: never give up your dream. Believe in yourself. Don't go big, go small. This is your host, Too Good to Be True podcast with Pascal Mayala slash Bailey and Dongala. See you next time.